Well, good afternoon, everyone. Kind of a different time for me, but sometimes you got to sneak in a game when you can sneak in a game. So this is game number 2 in the Demolition League. Last night, played the first game of the Demolition League, which was a barn burner. And if we look at the let me move these things out of the way. If we look at the game from last night, Anaheim and Philadelphia went 13 innings in a 5-4 comeback victory for the Phillies over the Angels. And I did go ahead and print out the actual score from the Action PC box score from this game. And you can see the 15 innings. Uh, and if you look at the number of strikeouts in the game, 32 total strikeouts between the two teams in the game. I know it was 13 innings, but still, 32 strikeouts is quite, and 11 walks to go on top of that. So a little bit messy. And 3 errors by the Phillies, but they still overcame them with the victory. So we flipped the page or turned the page over to game 2. And this game will feature the DH because we have 2 American League teams going at it, the Yankees and the Twins. And the pitching matchup is Jose Barrios against Garrett Cole, 2 right-handers. I know it's probably impossible to read my chicken scratch, but I do have the benches for both teams and the bullpens for both teams. And I'll scratch those guys off as they're being used so we can see who they have remaining available. But each team will have 6 right-handed relievers and 2 left-handed relievers and 4 bench players. That's your breakdown there. The game is at Yankee Stadium. And of course, I'm writing down it's a game number 2, so there's no set date to it, but I'm writing down the actual date that I'm playing it, January 3rd of 2026. Yankee Stadium, singles are 1-8 lefty righty, and home runs 1-12 lefty righty. Garrett Cole and Barrios both have a -4 pitcher catcher quotient, so good at holding runners, no question about it. Good afternoon to Jeff and Larry. Good to see you. Ernest as well. Yes, Bob Seger made that song famous, Turn the Page. And I have the game up on the computer. Hello, Ben. So I'm going to try to score this as we play it because, boy, it was a tedious task to do it last night. Ben, if you came in a few minutes late, that's the box score from the game, from the game last night. Ooh, that was something else. But I took a screenshot of what I'm looking at on my screen. This is the screenshot that I'm looking at on my computer right now. I can hold this up here without the ring light. Let me take that ring light off. Maybe it'll take away some of the glare. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know if I can get this thing in focus or not. Probably not. That's the best I'm going to do right there, I guess. You can see Garrett Cole right where my pen is pointing. And it is the Twins and the Yankees. And that this part here in the bottom right is where we put the direct entry in. So if there's a ground ball or whatever, fly ball, I can add it in right there. And I will do that as I'm playing it. So I'm not going to be able to see what I'm streaming on the big screen. I will see it on my phone, but I won't see it on the big screen. But hopefully that'll be okay without too much trouble. Let's see here. Let's get back to where I need to be. And let's get this where I need to be here. I really did think about doing a jigsaw puzzle instead, but I decided against that. So we're going to play baseball. Oh, Metallica covered that as well? I did not know that. I just took a picture of it, Ben. It's not mirroring. I just took a picture of it. I took a screenshot on my phone is all I did. All right. If I had the technology, I'd show both, but I just don't have that. I just don't have that wherewithal with modern technology. Some people can do it, but or if you do it, then this part here comes a little postage stamp that you can't even see. So this is the most important. You don't need to see what's on my computer screen. I'm doing it off to the side to keep the score, so nothing big, going on there. All right, so like I said, there will be DHs in this game because it's 2 American League teams. And in fact, both of these teams have guys that are DH only, Mike Stanton and Nelson Cruz. So when they are a visiting team to a National League team, those two guys will have to sit the bench and just pinch hit the way Ohtani did in the first game. And I'm using the exact lineups. These are the opening day lineup, the real opening day lineups in 2020 for both teams. These are exactly the opening day lineups. So that's what I'm using, and the exact opening day pitchers. So trying to be as exact as I can in the opening day. Now, starting tomorrow or starting in game 2 of the series, everything's fair game at that point. All right, so I don't know how Tyler way you got up there. Okay, so now we are ready to go, and I'm going to try to see if I can score this as efficiently while I'm playing this as I do on the Strat computer. Probably is going to be a learning curve to try to do that, because on the Strat computer you can use the it's just an easier keyboard thing, but this one I kind of have to use the mouse on, and that's where I'm not really adept at using my left hand to use them to maneuver the mouse, so I have to do it differently anyway. Max Kepler, there you see the lineups. Kepler will lead off for the Twins, right fielder. And we're underway, 6-3 on Garrett Cole's a ballpark blast on the first play. It's 1-12, but that's an 18. So just a deep fly out to right field for 1 away. So basically what I have to do is I got to do it right-handed. I can't do it left-handed. I just don't have that dexterity, I don't think. All right, here's Josh Donaldson. Whoops, third baseman. One thing is kind of weird. I know Judge is a good fielder, but they're giving him a -5 arm, which I don't think is realistic, but that's what the card has. So -3, -4 maybe, but -5 to me should be saved for the elite of the elite. But I'm going to play it the way they rate it. Here's Donaldson, 3-7. That's a 1-10 single. That's a 4, so it's a base hit for Donaldson. Let's see if I can do this. I guess I could try to do it with my left hand. It's not going to be as smooth unless I practice. Maybe it just takes practice. All right, that went in there okay, I guess. All right, so Donaldson is on board, but he's not going to be held. And here is Jorge Polanco, the shortstop, switch hitter. First havoc roll of the game. We had a 6-6. Switch hitter is a walk, so Cole issues walk number 1, and that will put runners at first and second with only 1 out. And the dangerous Nelson Cruz, you can see he is not rated for defense. He's only a DH. But he's rated to have 43 home runs and 102 runs batted in, so he's definitely dangerous. So you can see where it will hurt the Twins when they play those National League teams on the road where you won't be able to use Nelson Cruz, except as a pinch hitter. But the positive side is you can save him for that one at-bat that matters the most. All right, here is Cole to Cruz. It's a 1-4, and that's a ground ball to short. It's a tailor-made Giovanni's Tailor Shop. Checks in early with a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, located in the heart of Pennsylvania. And they will sponsor this tailor-made double play. And at the end of 1, we got no score. Pitcher's best friend, literally a twin killing, since it happened to the Twins. All right, here's Barrios. Barrios is your starting pitcher. Let me keep up with the chat. I've been kind of, let's see. Are you logging with? Yes, I am. Michael, I'm doing it as we play. Absolutely. Absolutely we are. So. All right. And hello, Robert. Good to see you. Hope your voice is getting better. Your cold or whatever it is you were having issues with. Hope that is getting better, so you can be at full speed for your 1980 season. All right, here's Aaron Hicks, center fielder. 2-8 for Hicks, and he's going to ground it to second, where Reyes will make the play. 1 away. And when the game is over, I will take a screenshot of the box score on the Action PC screen and show that to you. And it'll do the totals for me, so I'll total up myself. Slowly but surely is better than not at all. All right, here's Aaron Judge. 4-4, and that's a ground ball third base X. That's Donaldson, a 2E12. 2 and an 18 is good all day long. E12 and a 10 shouldn't be a problem for a third baseman, and it is not. So Donaldson makes the play. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll send us to Gleyber Torres, the shortstop. 3-8 for Torres. He's going to ground it right back to Barrios, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 ground ball outs induced there by Barrios. And that will take care of things. We now go to the top of the second. Hello, Tribe fan. Top of the second, and we get Eddie Rosario, the left fielder, stepping to the plate. 2-6 for Rosario. It's a 1-8 double. That's a 3, so Rosario will double. A double, leadoff double for Rosario. Leadoff double for Rosario, so Cole has to work out of some early jams. Mitch Garver is your batter. And just so people can see what's going on here, take this picture again. I just input this into the computer, so you can see that I'm scoring this as we play it. As we play it, this is being scored. You can see, if I can get the ring light out of the way, turn this ring light off one extra time. You can see we got no score in the second inning, and Eddie Rosario has just doubled. Got his first double, and he on the base pass. Whoops. He is right there at second base, standing on second base. So I am scoring it as we play. Might take a few extra seconds between pitches, but it at least will serve a couple of purposes of getting the up-to-date stats without me having to do it manually, and also not having to score the game after the fact, which was a pain last night. When I was tired and ready to go to bed, but I had to put that 13-inning game in while it was fresh in my head. All right, here's Mitch Garver. And if you didn't see game 1, you really need to go back and watch it. I hate to say it, but it's already a candidate for game of the year, to borrow a phrase from Robert, because it certainly was. Here's Mitch Garver. That's a 6-7 for Garber, and that's a strikeout for Garrett Cole, his first strikeout of the ball game and of the season, obviously. So a big strikeout to get there. Here's Jake Cave, the center fielder. Most of these names I know. Some of them are ones I've heard of years ago, and like, oh, that's right, he used to play for that team. So, like Arias, I remember him with the Marlins, a few years in advance, but I guess in 2020 he was with the Twins. $1-9 for Cave and another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Cole, as he is looking to get out of this leadoff double situation. And that brings up Miguel Sano. And it is a clutch situation for Sano, now that I think about it, but he is rated as neutral in the clutch. That's a 2-4, and that's a strikeout there as well. So Cole comes in and strikes out the side after giving up the leadoff double. Talk about getting out of a mess in style. Garrett Cole just did that. And the chicken scratch you see here is, I know it's not discernible, but it is the bench and bullpens for all the teams. I was going to do that the last minute, and when I was doing it, I used too much room for the Twins and didn't leave enough room for the Yankees, so I had to abbreviate some of the names. So it's just It's just a mess. But it kind of gives me a glance right off top without having to go to the computer to see who's available. All right, so Giancarlo Stanton, designated hitter for the Yankees. 3-8, and look at this. There you go. Look at 3-8. And I know that John, whatever his name, John Sterling has a home run call for Giancarlo Stanton, but I can't repeat it because I don't remember it. But he has some sort of a Giancarlo Don Carlo or something or other. But anyway, Stanton is going to be a home run. He starts off the Demolition League with his first home run and his first at bat. And Imagine said he was given 18 home runs to work with, and he found one right there on that 3-8, clean as can be. So the Yankees take a 1-0 lead on the home run from Giancarlo Stanton. And now they'll send it over to Brett Gardner. Hello, Kenyon. That's correct, RJL. That's what I'm saying. This is the closest thing to a Strat-O-Matic fictional league I can get. Real players, real teams, fictional stats, fictional schedule. There's no ghost runner. There's no universal DH, and there's no pitcher has to pitch the 3-batter rule. None of that stuff. I'm reverting back to 2019 rules, where interleague play the home team dictates. 4-10 for Gardner against Barrios, and that's a fly to right, one away. But I really like this Action PC direct entry. When I play these games offline, it's going to be real easy to score these as I go, when I'm not worried about trying to show anything on camera. No ghosties, and well, in this case, no double switches because we got the DH. But in the games with National League, there will, although there was not a double switch in last night's game. There was almost one, but it just didn't make sense. So here's Gary Sanchez, 5-2. Ground ball second base X. We are looking at Arias. He's a 4E5. A 4 and a 3. That's bad. That'll be a base hit. Sanchez will earn himself a base hit. A 4 and a 3 is a single. That's a 7 and E5. No error there, but it will be a base hit for Gary Sanchez. He's no threat to run, though, so no worries there. And that'll bring up Luke Voit. And apparently in the real season, Voit was like a home run machine. And the Imagine said they gave him 40. They extrapolated his numbers to 46 home runs and 113 runs batted in. So here's Voit, 2-10, and that's going to be a walk. So Barrios running into a little bit of issue here in the second inning. After that home run, he's given up a single and a walk. Puts 2 on with 1 out for Gio Urshela, third baseman. It's a 3-8, and that's a fly to center. Out number 2. So 2 down in a clutch situation for the number 9 hitter, Tyler Wade. Second baseman. Don't know much. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about Tyler Wade. 2-6, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. First strikeout for Barrios, but the home run from Giancarlo Stanton gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead after 2. One nothing lead after 2. And it'll be Luis Arias to lead things off for the Twins. That's a 5-10. It's left-handed, 5-10. Ground ball third base X. That's Urshela's a 1E5 is a 1. We know he's going to get to it. Just checking the E5 at third. The only errors are 15 and 17. And he will make the play. So Urshela will retire Arias, 5-3. 1 away. And that'll bring up Max Kepler. Flew to right his first chance. 6-10. That's a fly to center. Hicks is a 2E7. 2 and a 9. He'll get to that. Now the E7, and that's a 13 with an E7. There's a 15 and a 17, but no 13, so Hicks will make the play. 2 up and 2 down for Cole. And that'll bring up Josh Donaldson, third baseman. 5-4, and that's a catcher X. We're looking at Sanchez. He's a 4E16. It's a horrible defensive catcher. Good offense, but horrible on his defense. Fortunately for him, the bases are empty. 4 and a 3. This still might be a dribbler for a hit. We'll have to wait and see. 4 and a 3. Nope, it's a W/G, so he got away with it. That is a 14, and he is an E16. E16 and a 14. There's a 14 right there. 16 is the highest E rating you can have, and he just booted it. So we got an E2 on Gary Sanchez. So Gary Sanchez with the fumble. And that will extend the inning. Donaldson, no threat to run. Here's Polanco. Cole kind of shaking his head, thinking he should be out of the inning, which he should. And here's Polanco. 6-7, switch hitter batting left, and that's a strikeout. So Cole figures he's got to do it all on his own. His 4th strikeout of the game. And at the end of 2.5, it's still the Yankees leading 1-0. Leading off for the Yankees, it'll be the top of the order, Hicks, Judge, and Torres. Against, what the heck happened to his card? For some reason I can't find, oh, there he is. It got stuck in there somehow. I don't know how it got in the lineup, but it did. All right. Barrios out to face Hicks. Hicks and Judge and Torres due up. 2-9 for Hicks. He's going to strike him out. 2nd strikeout for Barrios as he gets the leadoff man Hicks out of there. 1 away for Aaron Judge. Judge grounded to 3rd his first time up. They didn't rate him too overly bad. 26 homers, 57 runs batted in, and a 258 average. What they're getting, the -5 one in right field is the question I have. That just doesn't seem right. 5-8 is going to be a ground ball second base X. We're at Arias again, a 4E5. 4 and a 15, though. He'll get to that one finally. So that won't be a problem. 4 and 15 is a G2. That is an 11. And Arias is an E5, so no problems there. Arias makes the play. 2 up and 2 down. And Gleyber Torres, the batter. 2-3 for Torres is a ballpark single check. 1-8, that's a 14, so he will line it to short. And that will end the inning. So 3 innings are in the books here at Yankee Stadium. Score 1-0 Yankees. And now Nelson Cruz will lead off against Cole. It'll be Cruz, Rosario, and Garver, the scheduled hitters. 6-8, and that's going to be a strikeout for Cole. Yet another one. 5th strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet, obviously. His fatigue doesn't start until the 6th inning. So strikeout number 5 for Garrett Cole. Here's Rosario. He doubled first time up. 1-7. This time he flies to center, and Aaron Hicks will put it away. So 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring us to Mitch Garver. Garber struck out his first chance. 3-9. He's going to strike out again. Strikeout number 6 for Garrett Cole in 4 innings. So we got a strikeout fest going here, as we had in the last game. Barrios will now face Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton responsible for the only run of the game with his home run his last time up. 3-6, and this time 1-16 is a double, so he will crack a double. So Giancarlo, 2 for 2 in this ball game. Bring up Brett Gardner, left fielder. To my knowledge, no relation to Dave Gardner. 1-7, and that's a walk. So that is the second walk issued by Barrios. And now that will put runners at first and second with only one, with nobody out actually, for Gary Sanchez. And Sanchez did single his last time up. Oh, we getting that heart bot again? How does that happen? I don't even know how that happens. All right, here's Gary Sanchez. 3-3. That's a ground ball to shortstop A. It's another Giovanni's Taylor Shop tailor-made double play. 6-4-3. This time the Twins do it to the Yankees. Going to third is Stanton, but now that double play really puts a damper on the inning. Two outs and now a runner at third in Stanton, and it's up to Luke Voit. Luke Voit, his first time up, drew the base on balls. .210, and that's another walk for Voit. He has walked twice. Third walk issued by Barrios. He's walked Voit twice. 2 of those 3 went to Voit. And that'll pass the torch to Urshela in a clutch situation. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Urshela in the clutch will gain a hit on 112. Everywhere else he is rated as average. 2-11, and that's going to be a ballpark single check. 1-8. That's a 6. That's a base hit by Urshela. Scoring is Stanton. It's 2-0 Yankees. Going to second is Voit. Single 1 star gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead. That brings up Tyler Wade. Struck out his first time up. 1-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. That will do it. But another run comes in for the Yankees. And they take a 2-0 lead into the 5th inning. Due up for the Twins, it will be Cave, Sano, and Arias, bottom portion of the order. Jake Cave. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Twins to this point. 5-2, and that's a ballpark blast. He has normal power. It's 1-12, and that's gone. That's a 1. That's definitely gone. So Jake Cave. He's not Jake from State Farm, but he's Jake Cave, and he hits a home run to cut the lead to 2-1. Cuts the lead right in half. In the Imagine set, they rated him to have 11 home runs and 312 at-bats. And he gets one right there. Takes Garrett Cole deep to cut the lead to 2-1. And that'll bring up Miguel Sano. For 3, and that's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Judge. He's a 1E1. We know he's going to get to it. The only way he makes an error is on a 17. And he will make the play easily, will Aaron Judge. 1 down. And that will take us to Luis Arias. Yes, it was clean, Jeff. It was. Jake Cave It was a ballpark blast. So if you want to call ballpark blast clean, I guess you can call it clean. It wasn't on his card. It was on the ballpark. So here's Arias. 3-4, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-8, that's a 16. So I'm going to keep the original ground ball to the pitcher since it doesn't matter. Nobody's on base, so it doesn't really make any difference about how that's presented. 2 down, and back to the top of the order for Max Kepler. He's 0 for 2. Flown to right and flown to center. That's a 3-12, and this is a low max to second base, but there was nobody on base, and there were already 2 outs anyway. So the low max only counts for 1 out. And we will go to the bottom of the 5th with the score now 2-1. And this is the fatigue inning for Barrios, number 5. We'll keep an eye on that. He was facing the top of the order in Hicks, Judge, and Torres. Hicks, Judge, and Torres. Do what? 3-6 for Hicks. He grounds it to second. And Arias will take care of that. 1 away. One down for Aaron Judge. He's 0 for 2. 4-11, and that's a ground ball to short. Easy play for Polanco. Two up, 2 down for Gleyber Torres. 5-10. Right-hander, 5-10. Catcher X. Nobody's on base. Garver's a 4-E5. 4-8 is probably some sort of foul out, I imagine. No chance of a pass ball or a wild pitch or anything. 4-8 is a PP. That's an 8, and Garver is a E5. No 8 there, so it's just going to be a pop out. And that will end the inning. So Barrios will carry full endurance into the 6th inning as he gave up nothing. We go to the 6th. It's still 2-1. Favor the Pinstripers. And this will be the fatigue inning for Garrett Cole. And Cole will be facing Donaldson, Polanco, and Cruz, heart of the order. (5-9), and that's going to be a ground ball to short. That'll be handled easily by Torres, 1 away. Cole has been in charge pretty much the whole game. That one mistake pitch that he made to Cave, and that was it. Here's Polanco. 4-6, switch hitter, and that's a strikeout for Cole. That'll be strikeout number 7 for Garrett Cole. Strikeout number 7 for Mr. Cole. And that'll take us to Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter. 3-6, and he's going to strike out. Strikeout number 8 for Cole. He keeps full endurance into the 7th. Now, it is opening day, so to be realistic, we're not going to stretch the guys out too far. So thinking we'll let Cole go 7, and we'll probably let Barrios go the 6th, and that's it, because I'm going to let him go 1 past his number instead of 2 past like I usually do. Because it's opening day, just figured I want to simulate the fact that the guys aren't stretched out yet. All right, here is Giancarlo Stanton. He has homered and doubled. 3-8, and he's done it again. Jeff, this is clean this time. Second time it's been clean. 3-8. Second time he's hit the 3-8 result. Giancarlo Stanton has done it again. 3-8, and he has done it again. And now the Twin bullpen is starting to loosen down in their bullpen because Barrios can't. The one guy he can't seem to get out is Giancarlo Stanton. He's done it all. He has done it all. Home run for Stanton, his 2nd. obviously the player of the game to this point. Here's Gardner. Now the bullpen for the Twins, they have lefties Smeltzer and Rogers. They have right-handers Clipper, Duffy, May, Romo, Stashak, and Whistler. So let's see who we might want to have loosening in the bullpen. Looks like Trevor May is loosening in their bullpen. He was rated 3-3 with a 4.09 ERA and 3 saves in this Imagine set. So Trevor May is loosening in the bullpen. Here's Gardner, 2-7, and that's a walk. And so Barrios getting very close to fatigue. Gardner could try to get the lead, but that Barrios has that -4, so that's going to knock that down to a 1-9, so he's not going to get the lead, or not going to attempt the lead. And here's Gary Sanchez. That's a 4-10, and that is a ballpark single check, 1-8, and that's a 6. That's a base hit. So Barrios is on his last leg, I got a feeling. It was a 1-star single. So first and second. But Barrios, after pitching a flawless 5th inning, has run into trouble here in the 6th. And one more batter, and he's going to be tired. Boy, do you let him pitch to Voit? He's already walked Voit twice, so we're going to go ahead and pull Barrios and bring in Trevor May. He's already walked Voit twice, and we don't want to go through that again. So Trevor May will be on to pitch. So I need to go into the Action PC computer and make that change to bring in Trevor May. He is now in the game. And I will go real quick to the box score, if I assume I can find it. Reports, box score, there you go. And we'll see what the totals are on Barrios. He's going to go 5+. He didn't get anybody out here in the top of the 6th. He's going to give up 5 hits. So far, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. But actually, it should be all earned. Why are they saying they're unearned? I don't see anything here saying why they should be unearned. There should be 3 earned runs. So that's a mistake on the computer. The way I see it, because the home run, the double, walk, single, there are no errors there. So I don't know why it's showing an unearned run. I'll have to figure that one out. But anyway, Barrios walked 5 and struck out 2. So the walks got to him as well. So Trevor May will be coming on. And he's a -1 hold, so it makes him a -1. And he'll be facing Luke Voit. Luke Voit. Stepping to the plate, first and second, nobody out. Hello, Utah Mike. Didn't see you sneak in there. And hello, Manuel Christian Rivera. RJO, I didn't think Mississippi and Miami were playing until next week. We're talking about watching pro football, because they are pros. Actually, pros and cons, because most of them playing are cons. 2-11. It's a 1-10 single. That's an 11. It'll be a line out to short. 1 away. I used to be a real big college football fan until they got into the NIL crap and the transfer crap. And same with basketball. Just lost my taste for it. Just lost my taste for it. I could care less now. All right, here's Urshela. If we're going to watch pro guys play football, I might as well watch the NFL. And the rigged referees. 110, that's a ground ball, third base A. It'll be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play to get the Twins out of any further damage. But it's now 3-1 after 6. So Trevor May came in and did the job. Got that double play turned around the horn, 5-4-3. Now this will be Garrett Cole's last inning, just because I don't want to overwork him. Even though he has full endurance heading into the 7th inning, it'll be Rosario, Garver, and Cave. That's exactly what it is there, Mr. Utah Mike. Yeah, NIL is just ridiculous. NIL is totally ridiculous. I don't even know why they lose the players at graduation. Just let them keep playing. What's the point? I mean, you got guys that are in their 7th year, or at least trying to get 7 years. Just let them keep playing. They're not students; they're employees. Just let them keep playing. That's what I would do. All right, here's Rosario. 5-3, and that is a ground ball pitcher X, and he's a 4E0. So we know he can't make an error, but I'll roll and make sure there's no rare play. And there is not. So he's a 4. So the only thing he's worried about is range right here. He's a 4, so he has to get a 4 or a 5 or higher to make the play. And he does, so it's good play. And Rosario is out of there. 1 away. And that'll send up Mitch Garver. Six, and that's a 1-3 single. That's a 16. He lines to third. That's out number 2. You wait. What's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? If it doesn't happen this year coming up, it's going to happen shortly. You watch a big school like, say, Ohio State or somebody, their starting quarterback gets hurt and their backup's not that good. They'll go to another school and trade. And a guy will leave mid-season and go to Ohio State and play quarterback. That's what it's coming to. We're coming to trade, just like they do in the NFL. You'll trade them for NIL money or something. It's just going to happen. It's just ridiculous. All right, here's Jake Cave. He had the only run of the game responsible in that one with the home run. This time he walks. So Cole just can't quite get through that 7th inning unscathed yet. He will give up the walk. They would like to get him through the 7 innings if they can. Sano is your batter. You laugh, Mike. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. 4-7, and that's a strikeout for Cole. He ends it in style, his 9th strikeout, but that's going to be it for Cole. To be realistic, opening day, I'm not going to let anybody go past 7 innings. That's 1 inning past his fatigue number, and I think that's more than fair to let him do that. So Yankees will go to their bullpen going forward, but we can get the numbers on Cole and get those straight. I'll go to the box score for that. Cole stellar numbers. Seven innings pitched for Cole. 3 hits and a run, which was the home run from Cave. 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. And, of course, he's in line to get the win. In the Yankee bullpen, they have 2 left-handers. They have Zach Britton and Aroldis Chapman. And then they have Luis Sessa, Chad Green, Jonathan Holder, Michael King, Nick Nelson, and Adam Ottavino. So Adam Ottavino is going to be the new pitcher in the 8th inning for the Yankees. Adam Ottavino. He is a +9 hold, but I don't know if that's really going to matter. It may, but it may not. Right now, Trevor May coming back out. He only faced 2 batters, so he'll try to get through this 7th inning. We are at the 7th inning stretch, by the way. So let me, just to show you that I'm, in fact, scoring this on the Action PC computer. Take a picture here of the 7th inning stretch screenshot. There you go. 7th inning stretch screenshot. If I can do it without being blurry. I don't know how well that's coming out, how well that's being shown there. I probably got a bad angle here or something. But anyway, it is a 3-1 ball game. Cole went 7 innings. So we now move on to the bottom of the 7th. I'm not drinking any kind of coffee, so I don't need to take a break for that. Thomas, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You can you don't have to guess. It is definitely, there's too much money in it. Too much money in it. The school goes out and gets pays $4 or $5 million for a transfer quarterback, and then they get hurt, you know they're going to poach somebody else. So here's Tyler Wade. He will lead off against Trevor May, 5-5, and that's a strikeout. So Trevor May has been doing really well here in relief, trying to keep his team in the game. One down, back to the top of the order, and Aaron Hicks. 6-9 for Hicks, switch hitter. That's another strikeout for May. How about that? So the strikeouts have come back in this game. 2 up and 2 down for Aaron Judge. And what do you think about that, Utah Mike? I don't think I've asked you this yet. Get this light back on. What do you think of that -5, that they rate Aaron Judge's arm at a -5? I thought that was a little bit excessive, that they would give him a -5. That seems a little bit excessive. Ben, that's a good point. I guess they are being imaginative. And that may confirm the New York bias that Strat-O-Matic has been guilty of, or has been accused of. 1-6 is a strikeout, but nothing biased there. May just strikes out the side. That'll do it for May. He's going to go 2 innings and not give up anything, striking out 3. So Barrios, 3 runs, 3 earned. I don't know why the computer was saying it's unearned, because that's a bunch of crap. It's definitely earned runs. There's only been 1 error in the game, and that was committed by the Yankees. So how can the Twins have an unearned run charged against them? Doesn't make any sense. I think that's a glitch, obviously. All right, so Adam Ottavino is your new pitcher for the Yankees. He has been given a 7-6 record, and I see the Heart Monster is back on over here too. 4.58 ERA. So Ottavino will be facing Arias, Kepler, and Donaldson. We are able to pinch hit if we like, but I mean, it's kind of hard to take out Arias and Kepler and Donaldson. They're all pretty good hitters. So we are going to stick with it. And that is a 2-10 for Arias, and he's going to ground it to first base, where Voit will take care of it. So a little bit behind on bringing in Ottavino, so let me do that real quick. And then the first play is a ground out to first. All right, that takes us to the top of the order, and Kepler, he's 0 for 3. Yankees still lead it 3-1 here in the top of the 8th. 3-7 for Kepler, and that is a fly to center. Kepler now 0 for 4 on the day. And that'll send up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson is 1 for 3. 3-6 for Donaldson. He will draw the base on balls. That will bring the tying run to the plate. Donaldson, no threat to run. But the man coming up next in the order, not him, but the guy on deck, Cruz, could go deep. But Polanco's, he's got normal power too, so he could obviously go deep if he got the right roll. That's a 5-5, switch hitter batting left. That's a strikeout, though. Ottavino says, you're not going deep on me. And that'll be it for Ottavino. He goes his 1 inning, a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Twins. Aroldis Chapman will come in the 9th for the Yankees to try to close the deal. But now the Twins will need a new pitcher for Trevor May. So we'll go to their bullpen. Coming up for the Yankees, it'll be Torres, Stanton, and Gardner, 2 righties and a lefty. So I think they'll go back to a right-hander. Let's see, they've already used May, and Yankees have used Ottavino. So it could be Duffy, could be Stashak, could be Clifford, I should say. Could be any of those guys. Let's see. I'm going to go with Tyler Duffy. Tyler Duffy, he was imagined to have a 3-3 record with a 2.91 ERA. So Tyler Duffy, and he's a -1 hold. Yankees lead at 3-1, bottom of the 8th. It'll be Torres, Stanton, and Judge. And Stanton has done it all in this game. No question about it. So Tyler Duffy in to pitch. And Torres, the batter. 5-4. That's a catcher X. We're looking again at Garver. He's a 4E5. 4-3, but nobody's on base, so there's no worry of any problems. 4 and a 3 is just going to be a ground out. There's no wild pitch to worry about. That's an 8, and he is an E5, and that's no problem either. So just a ground out, 2-3, and there's one away. One down, and that brings up the man of the hour, Giancarlo Stanton. He is 3 for 3, a double and 2 home runs. That was against Barrios. So let's see what he does against Duffy. 4-6, and Duffy gets him to ground out to third. 2 down. Aroldis Chapman is ready in the bullpen, seeking that opening day save. Brett Gardner, your batter. 4-7, and that is a strikeout for Duffy. So he goes 1 inning, gives up nothing with the strikeout. And we go to the the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Twins. And Aroldis Chapman. And he has a fast car. And he's going to drive into relief here. Chapman, on the imagined set, is listed at 2-1 with a 2.91 ERA and 17 saves. And he'll be facing Cruz, Rosario, and Garver. Will Chapman. Cruz, Rosario, and Garver. They're all good hitters, so there's not going to be any notions of pinch hitting yet. So Nelson Cruz will step up to face Giancarlo Stanton. Or face Cruz. Chapman will face Cruz, I should say. 4-7. And that's a walk. And that's one of the bugaboos for Chapman, I think, was his control. And he just starts out by walking up the leadoff man, and now the tying runs at the plate. Cruz does not run well, but they don't need him to run well because he's not the tying run. Here comes Rosario, so we're not going to pinch run for him. So here's Rosario. Eddie Rosario, 1 for 3 with a double. Lefty-lefty matchup, 6-8, and that's a strikeout for Chapman. One away. Could have argued you could pinch hit with a righty, but Rosario's a pretty good hitter against lefties. He's got some good hits there, so didn't see any notion of doing that. Here's Mitch Garver. Chapman to Garver. That's a 2. Chance for a balk or pass ball. We're looking at a balk rating on Chapman, and that's a 20. That's an automatic balk. But that's really irrelevant because he's not the tying run. It does eliminate the double play. That's one thing the balk does do is take away the double play, unless you get a Lomax. Takes away the ground out double play, I should say. So here's Garver. 2-9 for Garver, and that's another strikeout for Chapman. So Chapman 1 out away from getting the save for the Yankees on opening day. And due up is Jake Cave. I think we might see a pinch hitter for Jake Cave. We see Byron Buxton pick up a bat. Byron Buxton will come in and pinch hit for Jake Cave. If it goes to the bottom of the 9th, he'll stay and play center field. But right now, Buxton is going to come on to pinch hit. Byron Buxton. So go to the computer and bring in Byron Buxton as a pinch hitter. He is the tying run at the plate. Buxton steps in against Chapman. 2 outs. Runner at second. It is technically a clutch situation. And he loses 3 hits in the clutch. 1-2, 1-5, and 1-8. So that column 1 is going to be kind of neutralized by the clutch. It's a 2-7, and he will strike out, and there's your ball game. Aroldis Chapman strikes out the side after the leadoff walk, and they take care of business. Yankees win it by the score of 3-1, and we'll get the totals from the box score. Yankees win it 3-1. So let's see if I can get this to work out right. This was the final score. Yankees 3, Minnesota 1. Garrett Cole the winner, Barrios the loser. So for the Yankees, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. For the Twins, 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. And obviously, player of the game, Mike Stanton, 2 home runs, 3 runs scored. Throw a double in there as well. Chapman gets the save, his first. The win goes to Cole. He's 1-0. The loss to Barrios, he's 0-1. So that is game 2 in the Demolition League in the books. And now we'll look ahead to the next game on the schedule. As I go to the Action PC screen for the next game on the schedule. I try to go east to west, so we played in Philadelphia and New York. And let's see who the next most eastern city that is hosting a game will be. Well, we've got Arizona, the Dodgers, and Milwaukee are the home teams. So obviously we're going to Milwaukee. So it'll be the Oakland A's against the Milwaukee Brewers, and that is a Milwaukee, of course, National League team. So there will be no DH in that game. There'll be no DH for the remaining 3 games of the opening day because they're all National League hosting teams. So it's going to be Oakland at Milwaukee. Then we'll have Kansas City at Arizona. And then the final game will be Texas and Los Angeles. That'll finish things out from L.A., from Chavez Ravine. But Oakland against Milwaukee, it looks like it's showing, well, that I don't think those starters are right that the computer is listing because we're not going to have those guys as the starters. Obviously, if you're looking at Milwaukee for the Brewers, you're looking at Corbin Burns as your starter, not Woodruff. So Burns would be the starter for Milwaukee in that game. Corbin Burns. And starting for the A's, it is going to be right-hander. Where are you? Right-hander Frankie Montas, or Montas. It's Montas. I think it's pronounced Montas. So it'll be Frankie Montas against Corbin Burns. That will be the game, the next game in the Demolition League. I'm not sure when that's going to be played. We'll figure it out. I'm not in any rush. We're just going to intermingle this with the 87 replay. Well, I'm going to pretty much try to keep the 87 replay to the mornings. And the evenings, I'm going to mix up this and the History Maker Three Stooges or Ticonderoga Stooges game. So I'm going to try to intermingle those and keep the morning session for the 87 replay. That's my intentions anyway. All right, so I do appreciate everybody tuning in on this Saturday afternoon. Hope you're having a great weekend, whatever you have planned. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.